Have you ever known what's best for you but failed to follow through? You may have set high goals that you were keen to achieve, but failed due to your strong will. Dan Heath's book, Switch, offers a convincing explanation for this common human experience. It argues that change is a difficult internal fight that requires more than willpower. Switch introduces an innovative three-part approach to grasping change: the rider, the elephant, and the path. In this video, we'll look at the rider, which is the reasoning part of our mind. The elephant symbolizes our emotional side. Finally, the path symbolizes the environment that influences our decisions. Understanding these three variables enables us to develop effective strategies for overcoming obstacles and creating long-term change. Hello everyone, welcome to Rich.Reads. Subscribe and invest in yourself, one book summary at a time. Key point. 1. The rider, elephant, and path. Imagine you're trying to lose weight. Your logical mind, or the rider, realizes that adequate nutrition and exercise are critical to success. But your emotional side, the elephant, craves that delicious pizza and finds exercise monotonous. The environment or the path makes it easy to eat fast food but difficult to make time to go to the gym. This is the core premise of Dan Heath's Switch. Change is a struggle between three great forces within us. The rider represents the rational mind which makes decisions and plans. The elephant symbolizes the emotional side that drives our wishes and habits. The path is the environment that influences our choices and decides whether the transformation is simple or challenging. The rider. This is the conscious part of the brain that makes decisions and plans. It is commonly related to willpower and self-control. The voice says, "I should eat healthier," or "I need to exercise more." However, the rider has little capacity to overcome strong emotional impulses. The elephant. This symbol reflects the emotional side of our psyche. It is the component that seeks pleasure while avoiding pain and is usually associated with habits, desires, and instincts. The elephant is immensely strong and may easily overturn the rider's objectives. The path. This refers to the environment that influences our decisions. It includes all of the factors that either simplify or complicate certain jobs. For example, if a healthy food option is available at work, it is simple to make the correct decision. If the gym is close to our house, we are more likely to visit. The rider, elephant, and path are constantly interacting with one another. The rider tries to direct the elephant toward the desired outcome, but the elephant usually protests. The path can affect the elephant's ability to obey the rider's instructions. For example, assume you want to quit smoking. The rider realizes how awful smoking is for your health and wants to quit. However, the elephant craves nicotine and fights to resist the urge to smoke. The path could make quitting easier or more difficult. If your friends and relatives smoke, it may be difficult to resist the impulse. Living in a smoke-free environment could make quitting easier. Key point 2. Understanding the challenges of change. The rider's resistance. Have you ever sought to persuade someone to change their mind using logic and reasoning? Most certainly, you have encountered opposition. The rider, or thinking part of our mind, is often impatient and resistant to change. This is because the rider is susceptible to cognitive biases and decision-making mistakes, which might impair our judgment. Confirmation bias is a common cognitive bias in which we seek evidence to corroborate our pre-existing beliefs. For example, if we believe that climate change is a hoax, we are more likely to read news articles that support this view. Another common bias is loss aversion, which is the tendency to prefer avoiding a loss over obtaining a profit. This may make it difficult to change our behaviors, even if we know they would benefit us in the long run. The elephant's motivation. Our emotional side, the elephant, is a powerful force that may shape our behavior. Emotions have a significant impact on decision-making and motivation. When we sense good emotions like optimism, excitement, or delight, we are more likely to act. Unpleasant feelings such as fear, worry, or loss can paralyze us and make change hard. The internal drive is another essential factor in molding behavior. Internal drive is the desire to do something for its own sake rather than for external rewards. When we are truly motivated, we are more inclined to continue with our objectives, especially when faced with hurdles. Motivation is directly related to identity. Our beliefs, values, and ambitions shape who we are and influence our behaviors. When we believe we are capable of change, we are more likely to act. The path's impact. Our behaviors and decisions may be significantly influenced by the environment or the path we are on. Small environmental changes can have a big effect on human behavior. For example, placing nutritious snacks in the refrigerator and unhealthy foods out of sight boosts our odds of making wise decisions. The phrases friction and ease are equally important to examine. Friction refers to the barriers that make change difficult. For example, if it is inconvenient to visit the gym, we may be less likely to exercise. Ease refers to the factors that aid in transition. For example, having a workout partner or an accessible gym membership boosts our chances of exercising. Key point 3. Effective change strategies. Directing the rider. To get along the road of change, the rider, which is the part of our minds that thinks and reasons, needs clear directions. Setting specified, quantifiable, achievable, relevant and time-bound SMART goals gives the rider a roadmap to follow. A compelling vision of a brighter future may also motivate the rider to overcome obstacles and persevere. Visualizing the beneficial outcomes of change is required to create a bright future. This may be achieved via visual, story, and role-playing. By imagining the benefits of change, we may engage our emotional side and motivate ourselves to act. Motivating the elephant. Feelings and desires drive the elephant, our emotional side. We must make change emotionally rewarding while appealing to the elephant's wants to motivate it. This can be performed by recognizing intrinsic rewards, such as the satisfaction of achieving a goal, or the sense of accomplishment that comes from solving a challenge. Identity also plays a crucial role in motivating the elephant. When we believe we are capable of change, we are more likely to act. We may alter our identities by adopting new habits and activities that align with our desired goals. Shaping the path. The road or our surroundings may make it easier or more difficult to change. We may promote good change by making desirable activities easier and negative habits more difficult. This is when the words nudges and default options come into play. Nudges are subtle clues or recommendations that influence our behavior without restricting our choices. For example, placing healthy foods at eye level in the grocery store may inspire us to make healthier choices. Unless we specifically specify otherwise, default settings will take priority. For example, if the default option in a retirement plan is to contribute a set percentage of our salary, we are more likely to do so. Key point 4. Practical application. Personal changes. The switch pattern applies to many aspects of human life, such as habits, goals, and relationships. Habits. When modifying a habit, examine the rider's goals, the elephant's ambitions, and the path's influence. For example, if you want to quit smoking, the rider may be motivated by health concerns, the elephant by a nicotine need, and the path by peer pressure. By addressing all three components, you may develop a strategy for overcoming barriers and achieving your objective. Objectives. When creating objectives, ensure that they represent both the rider's principles and the elephant's aspirations. Break down large goals into smaller, more attainable activities to make the path easier to navigate. Celebrate little victories along the way to keep the elephant engaged. Relationships. Apply the framework to better understand and manage relationships. Determine the rider's expectations, the elephant's emotional needs, and the path's implications for relationships. Open and honest communication is essential for resolving conflicts and strengthening relationships. Organizational change. The switch framework may also be used to implement organizational transformation. Implementation change determine the rider's organizational vision, the elephant's cultural values, and the path's present processes and structures. Align the rider's vision with the elephant's values to create a clear path for transformation. Overcoming resistance. Address the rider's fears and anxieties. Inspire the elephant with a compelling vision, and create a path that promotes change. Foster a culture of change by fostering innovation and experimentation. To create a positive feedback loop, celebrate successes while also learning from disappointments. Social change. The switch idea can assist address societal problems and promote good change. Social movements determine the rider's vision for a better society, the elephant's emotional investment in the cause, and the path's present structures and processes. Organize and encourage individuals around a shared objective, appeal to their emotions, and give opportunities for interaction. Begin projects that address the root causes of social problems. Use nudges and default settings to influence behavior and create positive change. Individuals and organizations may overcome hurdles and achieve long-term transformation by understanding and implementing the switch principle. Conclusion. Chip and Dan Heath's book, Switch, introduced a compelling framework for understanding and managing change. We learned about the rider, the elephant, and the path, and how they influence our conduct. We may overcome difficulties and bring about long-term change by leading the rider, encouraging the elephant, and constructing the path. So, what are you waiting for? Please share and check out the playlist for more productivity summaries. Apply the lessons from Switch to your own life or profession. This framework can provide valuable insights and approaches for overcoming bad behaviors, reaching personal objectives, and creating change in your business. Remember, as the authors say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take the first step today to start making a difference.